Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you, if you're confused at all, kind of what you just learned during this lesson. So the first thing we're going to do is find the mean. Remember, the mean is the average. So like your grades that you get for school, this is kind of what happens. So it adds like all your grades together. Now these obviously would not be your grades. I went with decimals so you can kind of see a little more challenging example. But you would find your average by adding up all your grades, if these were your grades, and then you divide by how many grades you had in the grade book. So, again, this obviously you would not have a 2.9 as a grade, but you would add all these together. And I'm just going to add 3 at a time so I don't get messed up. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, carry your 1, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now then take that number. I stopped here, so I need to do 5.8, 2.9, and 4.6. And you can add them all in one big clump if you want to. I just think it helps not to mess you up. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Carry your 3. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that's 24. Okay, so that's a pretty number. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So that means we need to take 24 divided by 6. That gives us a really pretty number. Divided by 6 would be 4 times. So the mean would be, whoops, not 24. That's what I just did. 4. Okay, which is the average. Median is the middle number. But they have to be in order of least to greatest. That's really important. Okay, and you can do greatest to least as long as they're in numerical order. So the reason I also wanted to use decimals is so that you can think about how to do the decimals. So start and look and find your lowest number. 2.9. 2.9. There's 2 of those, which means you have to list both. Okay, and then the next lowest number would be 3.5. And then 4.3, 4.6, and the last one is 5.8. Okay, so now they're in order from least to greatest. So you start with Xing out on both ends. So I always kind of count 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now if you have 2 middle numbers, you've got to find the middle between those. And this is how you do this. It's kind of like finding the average where you add them together. And because there's 2 numbers, you'll divide it by 2. So you'll have 3.5 plus 4.3. That's 8, that's 7. So I have 7.8, and then I divide it by 2 because there was 2 numbers. And this helps me find what is the exact number between 3.5 and 4.3. So 2 into 7 is 3 times. That gives me 6. And then 2 into 18 would be 0.9. Okay, so the median here, and I'll kind of put it over here, I ran out of room, would be 3.9, which 3.9 you can kind of use, like 3.9 is between these 2 numbers, so that would be correct. Okay, all right, mode. Mode is the most often number you see. So we have 2.9, 4.3, 3.5, 5.8, 2.9, and 4.6. So which number appears the most? 2.9. Okay, now if they all only appeared once, technically there's no mode, and you can always have more than one mode. Okay, so if there were 2 2.9s and then 2 4.3s, you could have 2.9 and 4.3. Okay, so you can have no mode, you can have multiple modes, and remember, mode is the most often. Okay. All right, then lastly is range. Range, you take the highest number and the lowest number and subtract them. So we actually already did that here. So I'm going to take 5.8 and 2.9 and subtract them. Minus 2.9. Okay, hit the borrow. 9, bring down your decimal, 2. Okay, so the range equals 2.9, which is just a coincidence that it's 2.9. This 2.9 and this 2.9 are different 2.9s. Okay, so remember range is subtract smallest from largest. And it's important to know with range that it has to be actual data. Okay, it cannot be if you were looking at a number line. If there's no data on a certain part of that number line, don't use that number. Okay, all right, well, I hope you enjoyed this little set of how to do each of these. This should be a review from 6th grade.